Hello everybody and welcome to episode 8 of The Hamster Cage. That's it. We're finished. Goodbye. What are we talking about this week? Mostly E3. Trevor's going to... Yeah, for most of this episode you'll be listening to Trevor talking about what he's seen at E3.
Talking or ranting, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah, we'll see. He hasn't told us yet whether it's good or bad, so...
It's me rambling about shite, so yeah.
There you go, that's perfect. But before we do that, we'll have a quick update on subspecies, because that's supposed to be what the podcast is about. Art department, did you do it this week? No, lazy shower.
Well, this is supposed to be kind of like a sort of somber, melancholy week for us because this is supposed to be Ruth's last week.
Oh yeah, this is Ruth's last day as an intern.
Officially, yeah. But then something wonderful happened.
Yeah, we've talked her into. We talked her into staying. Ruth is a new full-time member of Holding Hamster. Yay, everybody!
Yeah. No legs were broken.
No, she did it voluntarily.
Yeah. She did, yeah.
We didn't have to revert to blackmail and that kind of thing. So that was a waste of time putting that together. So, yeah.
Yeah, we just asked and Ruth agreed.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant news.
Yeah, cool.
So the art department is now officially doubled in size permanently.
Another hamster in the cage.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Other than that, what were we doing this week? Actually, yeah, this week was kind of a busy week because we also finished off our incubation period in the Start Lab this week. So we had to get our demo, and we're going to the RDS tomorrow on Saturday the 18th, is that the date? To launch, where we're going to be showing, it'll be the chance for people to play the new demo level for the first time.
Yeah.
Which will be available for everybody sometime next week or soon.
As soon as we work out a couple of bugs, but...
Yeah. But you'll actually be able to play it at launched. We had to give a big presentation yesterday, so we needed to get gameplay footage. So basically we've been hectic getting everything, all the new monsters. The cool sea dog is in the game now, swimming around biting the ship, and lots of fairly awesome stuff. Yeah. Anything else we do? What's the sound department doing?
Waiting for the code department of the art.
This is just
What do you expect me to do? Add the sound at like fucking 3 a.m. before we go to launch?
I don't know. I thought maybe you'd let us hear the sound. I don't know.
I'd let you hear the sound when the game's ready to the sound shoved into it.
Oh, that's mean, man.
Well, that's where it stands.
We always show you what we do. That's fucking shitty.
I can't show you what you do.
Nobody can let us listen to it.
I've seen you listen to the thing, coding it. Jesus Christ, that sound has to go.
You see, you heard it here first. He's a mean prick, and he won't let us hear the sound effects.
Yeah,
but they are there. Because actually, there's a load I didn't hear before that were in the build you put up. Do you know what I mean?
You mean you heard new sound?
Yeah, I heard
some. The fuck am I?
Well, see, I may not have heard them before, but there are some new stuff. I definitely heard some new sounds. Either that, or I'm finally losing it.
You sure you weren't just
finally losing it further, possibly. All right. Well, that's cool. Yeah. So, if you should be hearing this on Saturday, if you're around near the RDS, come in. I think the tickets for this thing is free, isn't it?
It seems to be. Yeah.
Yeah. I checked on the Eventbrite. I think it's just
you wouldn't pay to go into this
massive event. Well, it's a massive event like this. Yeah. Should be some really cool stuff there.
Yeah.
And us.
Trying to if you can at all, come to us either before or after the match. That would be handy.
Priorities.
Yeah. Well, listen. Who's going to be in looking at stuff while the matches are?
Oh, there could be a few. You know what I mean? There would be a few. Yeah. But if you are, if you do want to play the game while the match is on, by all means go ahead. But don't look for help or anything.
We're not going to talk to you.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a game jam tomorrow, Ruth, aren't you?
Yep. Galway game jam number something.
6, isn't it? 6,
yeah.
7.
No, 7, isn't it?
7. Yeah. But it's a 12-hour game jam, so it'll be a little bit easier on the sanity.
Cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. Hopefully we'll get something made.
Yeah. You're not just going on your own, though. You're representing the hamsters. So it's like you have to it has to be top drawer stuff. Can't be just
never mind. It has to be. You have to fucking win.
Yeah.
Or don't come back.
I've seen the prizes too. They're proper good. You know what I mean. So we can definitely use half of that. So.
Darren got some really great prizes for the game. We better not say what they are, just in case it's a secret.
Yeah, but they're proper thing. Yeah. I would be happy with any one of them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So if you're not at the game jam, go down quick.
If you're not at the RDS, go to the game jam.
Yeah, because you should be listening to this around noon tomorrow, because I assume you all download it immediately to listen to it the minute we put it up. So you still have time to get into the game jam. Yeah. What else? I can't remember anything else. Hi, Dara, by the way. Or Darren. I keep saying Dara. Hi, Darren, by the way, and thanks for retweeting this podcast.
Which he promised to do.
He promised to
regardless of how offensive it gets.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so that's updates and podcasts and
Pretty much.
what was that thing called? Game Jam's done.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let's move on to the horse shit.
Cool, the horse shit. So you asked for horse shit, then here we go. E3 2016. Kicked off. Did anyone else watch it? Or did I just sit through all the conferences so you didn't have to?
I watched
That's
parts of it.
exactly what happened. I watched bits and pieces. I read press releases more than anything else.
Yeah, okay. Well, it was a cornucopia of new games. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you don't get to use that word
I
very
looked up the word cornucopia. It means horn of plenty,
Yep.
which is the new nickname for my penis. So
That's that vegan restaurant down in Dublin.
is it?
Cornucopia, yeah.
There you go. Horn of plenty.
Hornopopia.
So
From
chow down at Horn of Plenty, if that's what you want to do. So it kicked off Sunday with EA. They had their sort of presentation, and I didn't go through all the games, just the ones that sort of caught my eye or something weird. FIFA 17. Right.
Is there football in it?
There is football. They put more into it. They could have just fucking Photoshop 7 to 8 and click Control C, Control V and let it out, and it would sell deep fried crack. But they've decided to put a single player campaign in it, like a story mode. So you start off as a young lad.
This is a career mode.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
A young lad who's basically gets out of the academy. He goes through different clubs, all this kind of thing, and presumably when you win the game, you're on the cover of FIFA 18. That's the fucking... You can see that coming a mile off, you know what I mean? Presumably you'll end up in some mock shooter mansion with page 3 girl wife and,
Pink Bentley parked outside.
living in a taste vacuum, yeah. Let's see what else. Titanfall 2, that was shown. It has a single player campaign now.
They're making a second one of that.
They already make, but it's not just Xbox exclusive. No, it's a PlayStation 4, PC. Has a single player campaign.
Yeah.
It looks good. It's there's you have a robot friend. He kind of helps you around the place. He's
Of course.
it's giant
Hard to go
robots
wrong.
shooting shit. What's not to like?
Exactly.
This kind of
It's
thing.
hard to go wrong.
Mass Effect Andromeda, which is kind of it's in not a new trilogy, but it's kind of a new thing. They didn't show much of it. They showed a bit of gameplay. They showed new planets, and spaceships, and aliens, and presumably press X to have sex with all of them. That's pretty much all you do in Mass Effect is just try and ride the planet. You know what I mean? So, Star Wars, yeah, they basically EA basically have the Star Wars license, right? And they've basically figured out that if you put the word Star and Wars on a box, it'll sell better than ABBA reunion tickets.
All right, okay.
Right, so basically all their studios are putting out Star Wars games, Star Wars fighting games, shooting games, racing games, card games. If you're an EA studio, and you're working on a Star Wars game, you're going to be closed down in the next 3 months. I hate to break it to you, lads, but that's what's happening. You once said that with all the sort of the litany of games that are coming out, that she's going to she made the odd statement. She said, "We're going to make your Star Wars fantasies come true." So I googled Star Wars fantasies.
Yeah, that was that's
and I saw two AT-AT walkers mounting each other. So I don't know
I
how
see that now.
I don't know how to work that into a game, but I'm looking forward to that.
I'd be afraid to Google that phrase.
What? Do you know what? I'm doing this shit, so you don't have to. So
The fan fiction is incredible.
Battlefield 1. This is a new Battlefield set during World War 1.
Oh, I've seen
this
this.
kind of thing. The trailer looks cool. It includes a sequence where there's like a horse being shot at point blank in the face with an artillery cannon. So if that doesn't do it for you, they also promised that you'd be able to use all the vehicles in the game. You know what I mean? So for everyone out there who wants to be a blimp pilot,
is this game sponsored by PETA?
PETA?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There's a horse in it.
They like to kill all the animals, don't they?
Yeah.
They don't even like pets. Apparently they don't like
Pokemon apparently as well. How dare
they don't
you
even like
abuse
fictional
your
animals, do they?
Yeah.
Jesus, that's good of them.
Fuck off.
Yep.
So that was EA. It was a solid showing, just as you'd expect. Kind of thing. There was nothing too. There's nothing too fucking embarrassing. Bethesda, I didn't see this, but I just caught the highlights of it. Fallout 4 is going to be in VR. Yeah,
I don't know how to feel about that.
You don't?
No.
It's like a good game, but in VR. Is that not? Should you not be like fucking having an accident now? No?
Having an accident.
No.
Yeah, but I don't know. How many people can actually afford the VR headset to enjoy it anyway?
Oh, this is not about peasants. This is like
course,
for the fucking 1% who can afford this shit.
Yeah.
Dishonored 2. We saw the trailer. That actually quite looked.
Yeah, that looks excellent.
There's a new Quake game, which if they go along the lines of like Wolfenstein and Doom, should be good. You know what I mean? If they just copy and repeat the formula. And there's a remastered version of Skyrim, which I know about because my girlfriend will be living there for about 6 to 9 months when it comes out. So yeah.
Apparently that might be free if you already own it for PC.
No, I've heard a lot of F words over E3, and free wasn't one of them.
The Quake game, is that the one I was looking at today where they were saying it's kind of gonna
like an esport thing,
like an esport type thing where there's going to be leagues and all sorts of.
Yeah. I don't think they showed any gameplay footage. It was all like the cinematic type.
Yeah. But that seemed to be what they were saying. That's what they're going doing with it. It's gonna.
Do you know if they just got Quake 3 Arena and just polish it up, that'll be pretty much good to go. So Monday rolled around then, and first of the heavy hitters was Microsoft.
Microsoft.
They had a kind of very traditional kind of E3 conference, where it was just like, a lot of sort of middle-aged men
in suits
pointing out exactly what it. But the big thing that came from that is that they've now decided that all their new games are going to be released simultaneously on PC, well, Windows 10 platform, and on the Xbox One. Yeah, which is it's brilliant news. That's because all your money's made from software. And the more places you get to sell that software, the more money you're going to make.
Absolutely.
So for them, and everyone, that's a brilliant move.
I'm amazed it took this long.
Yeah, really, yeah.
I mean, by the people who are PCs,
who make software,
make the software for PCs, aren't dominating the PC gaming market. Always confused the crap out of me.
Yeah.
They seem to get dragged into this fight with Sony over consoles, and no one seemed to stop and think that, like, hang on. We've already got a perfectly good machine we can play these games on.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I heard someone once, he was on about like the sort of future of the console thing is that basically it'd be like, buying a DVD player. It won't matter what manufacturer you get it from, but it'll run all the same shit, you know what I mean? So that sounds about right. Let's see, there's a new Xbox One. It's an Xbox Slim, which is kind of like, the new one now has been shrunk down, so it's the size of a game console instead of the size of Uganda. Just like the old fucking one. I have seen,
apparently that doesn't need a power brick.
It's built inside it, which is kind of cool.
Those things are like bigger than the console itself.
Right? Yeah. So it's that's out and about. What was the thing here? Yeah, so just all the new games that are going to be simultaneously released on the PC and Xbox One. You got Gears of War 4, which looks like a solid another Gears of War kind of thing. Forza Horizon 3, which is in Australia, so you get to run over kangaroos and shit. Halo Wars 2. No one cares. Final Fantasy. They showed Final Fantasy as well. I don't know if anyone here likes Final Fantasy, but you'd have to go to the subatomic level to find a fuck small enough that I could give about Final Fantasy.
That's a VR version of it, right?
There's a VR bit in it.
Oh, okay.
But they showed that at the Sony thing. But the whole game is not in that thing. But that's what. And Scalebound. So it's just an Xbox One exclusive. It's looks like Bayonetta with dragons.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
I soiled myself watching that thing. That was brilliant.
That sounds fantastic.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Well, Ubisoft was a conference full of gesticulating French people and not much else. It was just kind of, the same game over and over again. Watch Dogs 2, this one too, that too. There wasn't an Assassin's Creed.
Well, they promised they wouldn't.
They wouldn't, that's which sounds like.
And they kept their. I can't fucking believe they kept their promise.
Yeah, they had. There was one that was kind of interesting. The thing called For Honor, which was kind of like basically knights, Vikings, and samurais knocking the shit out of each other. I haven't seen the trailer for that. Look and check that. You would like that. You would.
That's that's so.
Why didn't you tell us about this earlier?
Yeah.
Watch this trailer.
Well, we have something to do this evening.
Yeah, I know, but we could have talked about it now.
Excuse me while I go out and watch this trailer.
Forget your phone there.
Star Wars Bridge Commander. This is a VR game where you just you're on the bridge of the Enterprise, and you're just
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Sorry, there's a lot of Star Trek. You're right. Yeah. Actually, I didn't. I saw a bit of the. They had one of these just cringy celebrity endorsement type things. The people they got people who played the game. They got LeVar Burton, Geordie the Forger, Carl Urban. And Jerry Ryan, 7 of 9, the thing. To sit around.
Every time someone says the name Jerry Ryan,
we always think of the fat cokehead. Yeah. But instead, so they were there. So the three of them, I don't know if they've played this game or not, but they've just you had Kunta Kinte, Judge Dredd, and 7 of 9 telling me how great this fucking game was. I don't know if they've played it or not, but there it was. Then we moved to Sony, and Sony is basically. This is how you do your conference. See, man goes up and there's a full, 100-piece orchestra, right? One guy comes out, he says something about the massacre in Florida, right? Then he gets on with the conference and said, and it was game after game after game. There was little or no bullshit. It was just, here's your game, here's your game, here's your game. They showed the new God of War.
I've seen that looks really... That looks good.
I would be amazed if that wasn't another game, right? Because that they just tagged the God of War name on it, because it's so different from other God of War games. There's like the position of the camera, the violence is being told down. It's a lot less gory. It's more, it's, you know, when they cut people off, there's like orange goo instead of like, you know, proper blood and guts and stuff. And apparently you've got like a son going around with you. Like,
you do, yeah.
Going on thing, yeah, I mean, so it's going to be less, you know, Roman orgies and more, you know, fatherly bonding, which is what we all want, isn't it? Yeah. We've got Horizon Zero Dawn, which
Here we go.
which looked absolutely phenomenal.
Is literally the answer to all the world's problems.
Yeah. The game is as good as the name is bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be fair.
Yeah, it's...
The name is fairly rank. The game is just spectacular.
It looks really good, yeah.
Now, after you showed me that today and I watched the trailer, I watched 3 different top 10 lists from E3.
Yeah.
And it wasn't mentioned in any of them.
Really?
No, I meant to actually get the names of whoever did those top 10 lists, and you know, so I could go, fuck you, you're a moron. This is like the best game I can't remember looking at that and then going, wow, quite so much as when I seen that thing. It's incredible. There's robot dinosaurs.
And you fight them with a bow and arrow.
Oh, it's just so good.
It looks awesome,
spectacular. Even the grass, as you said. Just every detail in it is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh,
I literally I watched trailer for that and I just wanted to stop working, because what I was doing was like shit compared to it. It's just like, fuck it, I'm done now. The Last Guardian finally got a release date. This has been doing the rounds since 2009. And it's going to come out. It's going to come out next year. And we thought, like, this thing is like an elderly homosexual. It's never coming out. You know what I mean? So it's just, but it did, and it's coming out this year, October 2016. Going to see.
Allegedly.
Well, yeah, they've had delays before.
The Last Guardian. What's that exactly?
It's made by the same crowd who did Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, so it's a kind of very story-driven. It looks like... Is
it based on anything else? Should we know? Because there's a couple of things called The Last Guardian that have been knocking about.
Film with the owls, was that
that's
what I think
of the Guardians, yeah.
That's the one. Yeah.
Well, this thing, there's a giant one that's got a cross between sort of an owl and an Alsatian thing. And he's like the guardian of the thing, and there's like a little kid. And it looks like it's set in like Chile or something, sort of South American ruins of... It's an interesting looking game. Don't know if it's any good. It wanted to be good. It's been around for the last 6 fucking years. Call of Duty. The new Call of Duty looks like Battlestar Galactica. Looks fucking incredible. This is the first Call of Duty I'm actually interested in buying.
But the actual fans aren't too pleased about it, I don't think, because it looks so...
They're retards.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, fuck the fans.
Yeah.
Because anything that changes that game for the better is just good.
Yeah. It's...
so they've gone into outer space.
They have, and I don't know if they're going to stay in outer space. They should, because judging on the level I saw, you basically start off as a fighter pilot, shoot a few baddies, you fucking fly into the mothership, you get out of your spaceship, you're shooting lads, you breach the spaceship, you're inside the spaceship, you're shooting motherfuckers, and it's cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
So they made Halo.
Basically, yeah, but they did a better job of making Halo than fucking 343 have, which is well done them. They announced their VR, Sony's VR thing. They had announced a Star Wars game, a Resident Evil game that looks like you just shit your pants scary. It's just like...
It's pretty scary. Right?
Yeah, it looks like sort of a horror film set in a Ballymun flat.
That's Resident Evil 7, is it?
Yeah, that's the one, that looks horrifying.
Ballymun.
It does though, doesn't it? It's just like some like shithole with maggots.
It really is, yeah. I've seen the trailer.
Death Stranding, which is the new game from Hideo Kojima. And every time I read that, Death Stranding, I'm reminded of that. Have you heard that card, the Mitsubishi Starion? The thing was, they was supposed to release back in the early 80s, and it was called the Mitsubishi Starion. Yeah. And then it turns out that something was lost in translation. It was supposed to be called the Mitsubishi Stallion. Okay. So I don't think the game's actually supposed to be called Death Stranding. It's either supposed to be called Death Standing or Death Stranded. But it's Hideo Kojima who's named it, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's the genius! He's the genius!" And they're not going to fucking question him.
No one's going to ask.
So exactly,
embarrassed silence when the name was announced.
Exactly, Death Stranding. Excellent, wonderful. Yeah, so they all like that. They all applauded. Well done. Yeah. So it was. Well done, lads. Yeah.
I've seen I watched the video for that.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it looks like something that would make me want to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah. Doesn't it? It's
It
like,
just does.
I watched it, like you were watching it, and it was literally like 20 to like 30 seconds of some guy's torso.
Well, it was a guy with a baby attached to him by an umbilical cord that disappears and turns into crude oil, and then it pans out to a load of dead fish.
And
But what
yeah.
But what I love is like when you see these people, oh yeah, he's got a baby attached to him. He's also incredibly ripped. Like,
And he's got a scar in his stomach and everything. It's
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
it's
weird.
not
It's really
perfect,
strange
Ben.
looking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there was no question. It's weird and strange.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool. Kind of intriguing.
Really?
I don't know, it's intriguing.
I
wanna see what it
really think
actually
that's
is.
going to make me want to hit somebody.
Well,
I think
I'll
that's
see how it plays out.
really up its own arse. But anyway,
Well, the thing is that before they show the
I'm
clip,
old.
they brought him out on stage. Like he was like sort of the
I can
gaming.
wheel him out.
No, but the thing is, he was under contract with Konami, and then they're trying to like basically stop him doing anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then he came out. It's sort of like the gaming equivalent of Nelson Mandela, like I'm free again kind of thing. You know what I mean? And they showed that before they showed the clip. Because if you were to watch that without knowing Hideo Kojima was attached, you'd be going, "What the fuck is this shit?" But now you know, oh, it's genius, it's genius. You know what I mean? So that was that.
But that's a fact.
Yeah,
If you
pretty
had seen that and it hadn't been attached to him, you'd look at it and go, lads.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Someone's been taking too many pills. They didn't
Yeah.
take the medication. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
And that was the Sony one. That was like fucking. That was brilliant. And there was some other zombie shit. Didn't care. I've reached the end of my notes, but then Nintendo showed us a game they showed us 2 years ago. So that was E3.
Can we, before we finish, can we talk about the clusterfuck that was Sega's presence at E3?
I didn't even know Sega had a
I didn't
presence
know
at
Sega
They
E3.
did. It was
Yeah.
some lad with his fucking phone and a cheap microphone, and it was a clusterfuck.
Oh,
Really?
no.
And they made a big deal about, we're going to announce a new Sonic game. So what they did was they turned around and went, oh yeah, we're releasing a new Sonic Boom game, and it's only going to be available in the EU. So they fucked their American market.
Excellent.
What?
Well
That's
done.
pretty strange.
From the stage
work.
of E3.
Yeah, good work, Sega. Assholes. Like the company, everyone wants the company to come back that liked them, and
But they don't want to come back.
They clearly not.
Clearly, they don't
They're
want to
fucked.
come back. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're just,
I mean, you can't, that is not the act of
Yeah.
a rational human being.
They own some of the best intellectual properties in the business. I mean, if someone said like there was like a new Streets of Rage games or Eternal Champion or something like that, they'd sell like fucking hotcakes, but they refuse to make them. It's just like, let's make another Sonic game. Let's ruin Sonic. Let's do another Sonic game. Well
kill
done,
it,
lads.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fan of Sonic.
I want to see the Hideo Kojima Sonic game.
Oh, please. Yes, all right. Even if that was annoying.
Just like
I'd play
some
it.
hedgehog crying. Like,
black oil.
exactly, yeah. Holding a baby hedgehog or
While
something.
Yoko Ono sings in the background.
Yeah. What the fuck is this shit? Oh, genius!
You're a big fan.
What? I think himself. There's another guy called is it David Cage? These
That
are
sounds-
people
Oh,
that
yeah.
they clearly wanted to be in like the film industry, make movies, and basically the games industry is their consolation prize. Do you know what I mean? They're not good enough to fucking do movies, so now we have to fucking suffer with their bullshit. You know what I mean?
Harsh but fair.
Yeah. So that was E3 2016.
You never mentioned, what's that horrible game? The thing you both love.
Zelda.
Zelda.
You did.
I did.
Horrible.
I
Yeah, I
did.
didn't hear
Nintendo
you.
showed up. They brought one game that they showed 2 years ago, and then fucked off.
Did they show it 2 years ago?
They did, yeah. They showed, whatever. Yeah, they showed 2 years ago, and then they didn't.
It looked like it was 2 years old.
Compared to like Horizon Zero Dawn,
It
looked like they
was
were on.
embarrassing. Like.
Yeah.
To put that up, it's no. You have to. You really have to love the.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it. But
Yeah.
I grew up on Zelda, so
That's it.
Yeah.
You have to love it to really allow to let it get away with.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think Zero Horizons looks great, or whatever, Zero Dawn looks great, but I don't think Nintendo games are about graphics. Like, it's not about, oh, look.
They fucking don't have that. Well, isn't that a good fucking
Of
thing?
course it is, yeah. I mean, the Wii, yeah, the graphics are fucked.
But look at something like Wind Waker. It's not. It's
a cartoon
stylized,
that you
but-
play. Like,
yeah,
that's, I don't know. I mean, you either get it or you.
It looks
hate
kind of
or-
Wind Wakery. It looks like Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time had a baby.
It does kind of, yeah. And there's a bit of Ghibli kind of
Yeah.
stuff in there as well, or
Yeah.
Ghibli, or however that's pronounced.
But-
Giblets.
But
It's a video game.
Give
How
me
can it
some-
not be about graphics? I'm sorry. I'm listening to this and it's like, That's a fucking excuse. No, it's not style. It's just fucking lazy because they can get away with it and they can churn out shite.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
Nintendo fans are the
strongly
worst.
disagree.
They will like if Nintendo do anything, Nintendo fans will buy it,
Yeah.
and they will treat it like the second coming of Christ.
3 words: Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
can't argue with that.
No,
There
can't
are 3
argue.
words.
They are 3 words. Yeah.
I'm not sure the bearing it has on anything, but yes, Call of Duty fans are. I don't like them.
I don't know, but
in fairness,
Not all.
I
Call of Duty.
will defend Call of Duty. I've played a couple of the games. The ones I have played, I've enjoyed. So, but that's just me though.
Unless you're the type of person that the only 2 games you ever buy each year are the new Call of Duty and the new FIFA, you're
Yeah.
probably a 14-year-old dickhead.
I don't know, but you see, the new FIFA now is like a campaign mode, and the new Call of
Oh,
Duty
yeah,
is in
you
space. So your horizons are going to be broadened.
It'll be an emotional whirlwind.
It will, yeah.
You know, inspiring and enthralling.
FIFA's good for what it is. I mean, like for what it is. I know they shouldn't. I'm against them bringing one out every year. Just adding a new rich
things
footballer's
change,
face
so-
to it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's it. Like, yeah, but bollocks! It's the same game.
Yeah, but they do add some new graphics and stuff.
Yeah, come on, it's a fucking rip-off.
There's
Well,
this-
how much is FIFA, by the way? It's about 70 quid.
Oh,
isn't it?
60
Yeah,
quid.
yeah,
Most
yeah.
games
Yeah,
are
but
60 quid,
this
yeah.
year they're adding managers. Jose Mourinho was on stage with one of the EA people, and he was, I am in game. I am in the game. I am special one.
I've seen this, yeah, and it
Jeez,
was-
that was
wow.
that was as bad as the Star Trek thing. That was like, just make it fucking end.
Oh no! They can't be doing shit like that.
Mm.
All right, well that's awful.
That's it. That's E3. That's E3 this year. Yeah. So you finally have a reason to own a PlayStation 4.
I wish
Took-
they'd bring it out in PC. I'd rip.
Oh yeah,
It
that's
It
the
looks
horrible
so
thing.
good.
Fucking
I really
Zero
want to play
Dawn
it.
is.
Can I borrow someone's PlayStation to play that game when it comes out, please? Putting that
Yeah.
out there right now.
Can we put it as a business expense?
Oh no, I've never heard. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Market research.
Well, yeah, development.
Everyone's been bitching that since the PlayStation 4 came out that there's absolutely no reason to buy a PlayStation fucking 4 because all the exclusive titles are, to be nice about it, shite.
Yeah, they're not great.
No, they're certainly not worth paying however many 300, 400, 500 quid to get a brand new console.
Yeah.
I think that may have changed.
Well, yeah, when it's cheaper now than when it launched, and you've got like games
No,
to
I mean
play.
I want to buy one just so I can play
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so fucking.
When's
good
it coming
looking.
out, I wonder?
It's early next year.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's a
Oh,
little
cool,
bit
you
of
can
a,
start saving up
exactly. Yeah.
now. Plenty of time.
What do you want for Christmas? No, you don't. You want a PlayStation 4.
Tell your mammy you want a PlayStation 4. I'll buy the game.
You won't be allowed to play it.
There was one other thing came out of E3 that's of note and maybe interest to us and all other indie game developers is EA's announcement.
Oh, there are
Of
EA
their
Originals.
Originals
Yeah,
program.
yeah. They had they showed a game called Fee, which was made by a Swedish team from Stockholm. I think it's in Sweden, yeah, Stockholm, and they came out, and it's a very stylized, pretty looking game. It's very cartoony. Well, not cartoony. It's got a certain style. It's kind of like, I don't know, how would you describe it? Looked a bit like that thing Journey on the PlayStation. Looks a bit like that cross, but there's a kind of an open world. It's got lots of woodland animals and a bit of limbo in there too. It's
Very much an indie title then.
It looks spectacular. It looks great. But this is the first one that's come under the EA Originals banner, which is basically they promote your game and they let you keep all the profit. And that's what they've said publicly so far.
Yeah,
I'm sure that there's
I'm sure there's a lot more to it.
yeah. I don't want to say there's a catch there, but they must be doing something must benefit them in some way. If it's not financial, then I would imagine it could be an exclusivity thing with their Origin platform.
Possible.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of in terms of what they get out of it. So
Well, it depends. I mean, EA are a fairly big monster, I mean...
Yeah, but Origin is like the ugly sister of Steam. No one wants to install that piece of shit.
Yeah, but I don't know. I find it fascinating that they've gone into this area of going back to publishing indies.
Yeah.
I mean,
GameStop are doing the same.
they do
now.
have a certain reputation.
we mean the
in
track
regards-
record for getting small studios making the big and shutting them down.
Yeah, that one. That
That one,
reputation.
yeah,
where they
yeah.
basically cannibalize every indie studio that ever touched them.
Yeah, well, there's another step now. It'll be find a small studio, build it up, get them making a Star Wars game, and then shut them down. That'll be.
All right, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But it is kind of exciting news. I mean,
Absolutely,
it's
yeah.
definitely big news for indie gaming. Whether or not this comes of EA's thing, the fact that a big monster like EA is getting back into the pool
it's
for
gonna
indie
help.
games
Yeah, yeah.
means that that pool is obviously vibrant and they see a future in it.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
if
yeah,
indie games are still going to just totter along as it always had, well, they wouldn't give a shit. There's not enough money in it for them to give a shit.
If it wasn't making
you know?
money, they wouldn't give a rattling fuck. So,
Yeah, so I mean, if nothing else, it's a statement that indie games is getting bigger and stronger, and the future's bright.
Yeah.
That's the way I'd like to look at it.
Well, I
anyway.
think,
you know,
I think with indie games, I think that's where all the originality's going at the moment. Like, because the AAA titles, just, again, like the FIFA thing is just churn out the same shite every year.
yeah,
And it's running out.
I can understand why they're doing it. Like,
yeah,
I can too.
you know, I
absolutely.
mean, we sit here and judge them for it, and I'll be honest, when Subspecies 7 is released, yeah, I'll expect people to say the same thing about us.
But the thing about all that stuff, the sort of the yearly iterations of games, like that money that makes helps you take risks in terms of things
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn and new stuff like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't know how much of a risk Horizon Zero Dawn is, but because
Well, hopefully it'll help them take a risk with some indie titles and stuff like that.
Maybe,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Because if EA start doing it, the other big houses
Like I
might
said,
come in.
GameStop are doing it
yeah.
now. I mean, like some other studios have started doing it, I think.
Well, GameStop essentially changed their business kind of.
Yeah.
Well, they have to move
GameStop
with
has
the times.
disappeared. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their business just disappeared.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the people
The
going
name
to
will
the
live
shop
on,
and
but
buy.
the business will change, I'd say. Yeah.
there's not much difference.
They had to
between-
evolve or die.
Yeah, because we've got like a GameStop and a sub-city comic shop, like, and they're near enough to each other geographically,
Yeah.
and now they're like turning into the same shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm
know.
pretty sure the boys at GameStop go downstairs and buy loads of those bobblehead things.
Exactly.
Back them on the shelves. You know, that's what you're buying. I mean, GameStop in there now. A third of the stock in there must be
Yeah.
mugs,
Oh,
T-shirts,
figurines.
Yeah.
you know, all that
Merchandise.
merchandise
Yeah.
and stuff. you
The
know.
one in Dublin as well, the whole upstairs is merchandise.
Oh, really? Is
Yeah,
it?
it's a
Oh,
game,
right.
a toy shop, kind of like a game
That's
shop.
where the
Yeah,
money is.
yeah,
then,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
It's nice though. Like it's.
No, it is, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that it's just the way that things have changed.
Yeah.
You know, that everyone's buying online.
Yeah. Well, I presume the PC section is just like disappeared because of downloads
I
and stuff.
don't even know they have a PC.
Oh,
section.
they do. It's still there, but it's all
Is it?
gnarled fucking cardboard boxes of like, here's this hidden object games and shit like that.
Battlefield 2.
Bejeweled, and, yeah, Battlefield and all.
Battlefield 2. That's a popular one actually. I mean, popular one to find on the shelf returned.
Oh yeah.
There's lots of second-hand copies of Battlefield 2. Nobody seemed to fall in love with it enough to keep it.
I know that was a World War II one. I was, if I can remember properly. I don't know. Yeah, but there's a lot of them. I get them mixed up, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Battlefield 2 because if you're going to CEX
Yeah.
and look at their 360 shelf, because
Yeah.
I kind of wander in there every so often,
Yeah.
it's like there's a whole section of it just Battlefield 2.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's just hundreds of copies.
Borderlands 2 as well. I was in there the other day and they just had a stack of.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Everyone's bringing
yeah,
that stuff
yeah.
back. Yeah.
If
God,
you-
I've got that at home.
If
I must bring it in and give it away.
If you go in there shortly before or after Christmas, there's like FIFA stacked. It's like it's almost like a load bearing structure. You know what I mean? It's like fucking.
Who's buying
I'm
that shit?
I don't know, but I'm surprised they don't
second
like have like a big orange net with like 6 copies of FIFA for £1 or something. Like, go on, they sell them in a pram outside. Go on.
Just get rid of them. Give them away free with any other game you buy.
Yeah.
A free copy of
I
Five
don't
FIFA.
for
want it.
50.
It doesn't matter. Here's 2. Fuck it. They'll sneak them into the fucking disc when you're not watching it.
Yeah, you can't. I'm not selling you this game unless you take a copy of FIFA. That's the fucking end of it.
We're going to write your receipt on the back of it. Here.
All right, so that was E3. That was everything. Are we?
Pretty much
That's
done.
pretty much it. Yeah.
So that was fun. What are we doing? If you don't forget, if you are listening to this tomorrow afternoon and you're anywhere near the RDS and you'd like to have a go at the new demo level of Subspecies, it's going to be rolled out for the first time tomorrow at the RDS launched event. So pop on by. We'd love to see you. Just try not to do it during the Ireland game.
Yeah, that would be good.
All
Or
right.
if you're in Galway, come to the game jam.
Oh, and if you're in
Pulse
Galway,
College.
in Pulse College.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Sorry, Ruth. Excellent stuff. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening. Bye.